Hello, my name is Jared Rivers, and this is my last project with this class. It's a great class. Sad to see it be ending, but got 4 more classes left and then we're done. But today's project, Data Patterns, is going to be on my capstone project, AMC. Now, this is going to be building on the project that happened last week, so there's going to be a good chunk of data that is overlapped, so we're going to kind of go through it quick and get to the main stuff. So, AMC, big movie theater chain. It's expanding all over the world. It's trying to bounce back. It's a weird time for it. So we have financial data, trends slash COVID trends, how COVID affected everything, unexpected trends, and SWOT analysis. So financial data, as we see here, horrible during COVID. AMC is a big theater chain. That is a large enclosed space. Not the best and conducive thing to happen and to be around during COVID. The global pandemic that is still happening. So during COVID, it did horrible, but in late May, early June of 2021, a subreddit called Wall Street Bets kind of all banded together and we're like, hey, we're gonna kind of stick it to the big stockbrokers, make the stocks that they're shorting out at AMC go massively up in price. And so they all kind of banded together and made AMC skyrocket into something really interesting. And interest in this stock has kind of waned as time has gone on. And we're going to look at some interesting trends in that. But yeah, financially, it is a very weird stock. It doesn't quite make sense, but AMC as a whole, it is slowly building back up. One of the big factors in people returning to the movie theaters is Spider-Man No Way Home. Yes, No Way Home. That's the last one that just came out. It is now, I believe, the 4th highest grossing movie of all time. And where are people watching it? In movie theaters. And with that in mind, AMC is it is the largest movie theater brand in the company with the most locations out of any of the top 3. Like the 2 more competitors are Regal and Cinemark, / Cineplex. This is the largest of them. Initially going into this, I thought movies would be the biggest factor in determining financial success. They are somewhat, those get people back into movie theaters, gets butts into seats. That is traditionally how AMC stock went. If you go pre-pandemic, it was a pretty steady pace because Marvel movies were coming out, people were going to see movies. It was an easy time for everyone to go to movies. With COVID, now everything is thrown out the window. Also, it becoming a meme stock. Now everything else is just doesn't quite make sense, but they're figuring it out. So movies, not quite a big determination of financial statements for stock prices, as we can see here, all over the place. We did see a slight bump though with Spider-Man. If we see those first couple weeks, now it is dying back down to where I think it's going to settle down. This is the big correlation. This is, I believe, the spatial correlation. So we're seeing a big influx of people talking about it on the subreddit Wall Street Bets. Big price increase in Yahoo Finance. That's the big correlation. The more it's really talked about in Reddit and kind of discussed and pushed up, upvoted, whichever terms you would prefer, the more likely the stock will start to rise. So we are seeing more discussion, especially in December and January. My belief was that it was more kind of around Spider-Man and like, hey, what are we going to do about this? So we might be seeing a jump somewhat soon. Buy and sell projections. Now, with Reddit being in mind as kind of the big push for things, Reddit, for everyone outside of Reddit, Reddit is just the name of the company. If something comes out of Reddit, it's just from Reddit. Now, with social media being such a big factor of things, especially with this, something happened fairly recently that discredited the name of Reddit in general. So on Reddit, there are things called subreddits. They're basically little tiny communities within the bigger website as a whole. Basically kind of like a group of people, all that are big fans of Star Wars. They're in a Star Wars subreddit. There's a subreddit called anti-work, which is not what its name projects it as. It's more of, hey, we don't like the working conditions. Let's talk about it. Let's say, hey, we don't like that we're working 75 hours at a job that pays $7.50. Like, that's not, we can't live on that, and kind of lamenting housing prices and the housing crisis and just everything like that. But one of the people who's in charge of that group of people decided to go an interview on Fox. It was about 3 minutes. It was a complete and utter disaster. Just fell apart. That entire movement got discredited within 3 minutes, and the name of Reddit also got tarnished. So Reddit before was this interesting place for everyone outside of it, just an interesting place with weird stock things happening. Now doesn't really have that connotation anymore. Now Reddit is this kind of weird place with people who hate working and want to just get paid to lay around and be lazy. So when a lot of activity happens on Reddit involving AMC, I'm not sure if it's going to have the wide range effect like it did last time. People within the subreddit, they're obviously going to bolster and kind of jump on the stock and try to bring it up. But I'm not sure if we're going to see those outside sources do the same. I'm not sure if kind of the more casual viewers and casual participants of Reddit are going to, well, not participants on Wall Street Bets are going to jump on it like they did in the past because of this controversy that has now kind of done some really bad damage to the company. And now, finally, SWOT analysis. We have strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths, big ones, multiple locations. They have the largest amount of locations of theater chains just in the world. And they are expanding across all of the world at this point, not just the U.S. They're doing great. Strength is they were a meme stock. People like buying AMC. They think it's funny. They like holding. They're going to drive up the price when they can. AMC is a household name. AMC, when you say it, you think of a movie theater. It is something that you kind of learn early on. People like it. And Marvel movies. Marvel movies are coming back. Marvel Studios is not doing a dual release of theatrical releases and Disney Plus releases. They tried that with Black Widow. There was a massive backlash, especially with Scarlett Johansson, who her contract stipulated that she would get a cut of the proceeds from movies. And she kind of argued that, hey, it got undercut by it being released on Disney Plus. So Disney's probably not going to be doing that again. All of their Marvel movies going forward are probably just going to be released into movie theaters, which is big for AMC. Again, Marvel Studios movies, especially look at Spider-Man, brings people into theaters. It's crazy. And this next slate of movies, we have Black Panther 2, one of the other highest grossing movies of all time, and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which is rumored to be as big of a movie as Spider-Man because of all the different cameos and all the crazy things that happen. That's a big strength for AMC right now. They're going to have a lot of people coming in, and it's going to be great. Weaknesses. COVID. We touched on in the past. COVID was terrible for movie theaters. It barred people from going. Giant studios basically pushed all their major releases to either dual streaming or a dual release, like movie theater and streaming, or just pure streaming. Warner Brothers did that. All of their slate of movies in 2021 were in dual release, both in theaters and on HBO Max. Meme stock. It's a strength and a weakness. We can't really get a pulse on how the actual business is doing because it is a meme stock. Because people come in and are like, oh, with Drive It Up, it's fun to hold. Let's sell and kind of just make people like big Wall Street people mad. It's tough. Weaknesses. Now, they tried to do their own small streaming service during COVID. It did not go well. I'm not sure most people even heard about it, but you could rent movies digitally from AMC. It is a major weakness of theirs. They're not really pouring investment into it because they want people back in theaters. Opportunities. Reddit. Reddit is a fantastic opportunity for them once they get their PR back under control. Reddit's actually about to go public, so that could be a factor in all this. Opportunity as well. Slight return to normalcy with the world. Well, the US kind of like sweeping Omicron almost under the rug. They're like, all right, we'll get through it. And booster shots becoming more available and things like that. We are returning to we are understanding, beginning to grasp a new sense of normalcy. I don't know if we'll ever go back to what it used to be, but we're getting to a new normal. That's going to be great. That's a great thing for theaters because theaters are staying open. People are going into movies. It's a good time. Opportunities as well. They can craft the at-home movie theater experience for people. This is a business opportunity. They can go in and say, hey, you're not comfortable coming to movie theaters. Let's bring the movie theater experience to you. Let's set up. Let's do all this stuff. Bring people over and just do something more interesting instead of just, oh, you can rent this on Disney Plus. Awesome. No, rent it from us and we'll come in and basically set up a mini movie theater for you at home. They're already renting out movie theaters at AMC's. You can go in, hey, I want to watch Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. I'm going to rent out this one screen at the theater. All my friends are coming. It's going to be a good time. Threats. Reddit is also a threat. It's an opportunity and a threat. If we're looking at the whole Fox News debacle and how that's discrediting everything, that's a big threat. You're big, hey, this is why we're doing this. This is the movement, everything like that is now kind of being dismantled because of one person's mistake. Threats, obviously streaming. Every single production company under the sun, all the major ones have some sort of streaming service. Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers, everybody. They can release their movies on there and won't even touch movie theaters. Look at Disney. They're releasing the newest Pixar movie straight onto Disney Plus. No extra cost, just boom, onto Disney Plus. It worked with Soul because that came out during the pandemic. It made sense for that. And lastly, Robinhood. Robinhood, during the height of this buying and selling craze that AMC and GameStop created, actually shut down the buying and selling of vast amounts of these stocks, which is illegal. They stopped the market from doing what it wanted to do because of big Wall Street people pressuring them to do that. It was not good, not healthy. And so Robinhood is a threat to AMC because if another big surge happens, I don't know what Robinhood's going to do. They might shut it down or they might let it happen. But for now, I'm going to leave it as a threat because in the past it has been a threat to AMC. Now, kind of the big question on the table is, do I buy or sell stock in AMC? That is a fascinating question to ask. And with how much people are kind of pouring into the subreddit Wall Street Bets and talking about AMC, we might be seeing another spike soon. It looks like it's almost on a downward spiral or plateau. It has been downward trending for a bit. It's about to plateau. I think it's about to spike soon. So it'd be interesting to buy, not a lot, but just enough to say, hey, I want to see what happens. Yeah, this is AMC. It's been super great. And this has been such a wonderful class.